Students, this is question number 9. We are given E is equal to 1 over 2 mv squared. The first question wants us to express V in terms of capital E and lowercase m. Let's start off with this first question. So foremost, what you need to do is you need to get rid of this 2. So how do you do that? You cross multiply. So this will give you 2 times E is equal to m times V squared. Then you have to get rid of this from the right hand side. So push this m to the left. So this would mean you have 2 times E over m is equal to V squared. Now you can rewrite this as V squared is equal to 2 times E over m. Then you state this taking square root both sides. We get. So what happens here? You are taking square root for V squared and square root for 2 times E over m. Now this would give you V is equal to, you can simply state here V is equal to square root of 2 times E over m, and you can box this result off. If you're not okay, you can add a plus or minus before the square root sign. But this one is sufficient enough to answer this question. Why do I say that? They only want you to express V in terms of E and M. So that is exactly what you have done. You expressed V in terms of E and M. So that is the solution for the first question. So let's move on. Students, this is the second part of the question. We are asked to find the value of V when E is equal to 45 and M is equal to 13. So this is a solution using V is equal to square root of 2 times E over M and substituting the values. Now if E is equal to 45 and M is equal to 13, we get. So make it explicitly expressive in the action that you are performing. So V is equal to square root of 2 times 45 divided by M is 13. Square root of 2 times 45 is 90, and you have the value of M to be as 13. Now I am going to rewrite this as square root of 30, or I would say square root of 90 divided by square root of 13. You can either do it like this, or what you can do is you can outrightly use a calculator and perform. Now let me go in this fashion. Now 90 is actually 9 multiplied with 10, right? So you have a square root there and you have a square root of 13 here. I can rewrite this as root of 9 multiplied with root of 10 divided by square root of 30. Now root of 9 will give you 3 times root of 10 divided by square root of 30. So you have a nice number that is shaping it, because this is an integer, but this is irrational in nature. But because of the presence of an integer, the solution would be a little bit manageable. So you take the value of root of 10. You go to your calculator and you take the value of square root of 10. Square root of 10 is 3.162, and you take the value of square root of 13. That is 3.606. Now 3.162 divided by 3.606, that gives you this value, 3 multiplied with 0.8769. I'm taking it like this. So 3 multiplied with 0.8769. This is giving you a value of 2.631. So students, in this question we have successfully evaluated the value of v. So having got that, let's move on to the next question. Part B, we are given that g of x is equal to 3x squared negative 8x positive 2, and we are asked to write g of x in the form of 8 times of x positive b whole squared positive c, with a, b, c are element of real numbers. So having seen the question, what I'm going to do is I'm going to start off by considering 3x squared negative 8x positive 2 say equal to 0. Next step, I would consider these two terms. I will take 3 out and rewrite this as x squared negative 8 over 3 times x. Of course I have a 2 there. I don't want to touch the 2. I just retain it like this. Now next what I want to do is I want to rewrite this as a perfect square. Now for that to happen, let us consider x squared negative 8 over 3 times x. Now you take the coefficient of x. What is that? 8 over 3. Now you divide by 2. What do you get? 8 over 6. Now what you do is you add 8 over 6 squared and you remove 8 over 6 squared to this. So let me write that here. X squared negative 8 over 3 times x. I'm adding 8 over 6 squared and I am removing 8 over 6 squared. Now you consider this. I can rewrite this as x negative, what was the coefficient of x? Did we take 8 over 3, right? So place 8 over 3 and then you will have to place this component, 8 over 6 component. It's not 8 over 3. So 8 over 6 you place there and you square this up. Now if you square this up, you can check this. If you were to expand this, you get x squared negative 2 times 8 over 3. That's going to be 8 over, it's a 2 times 8 over 6. So that will give you 2 times, because 2 will reduce the 6, giving you 8 over 3 times x, and then you have to add 8 over 6 squared. Now this is exactly what you see here. Okay, so we have successfully returned this as a perfect square. Now you have this additional, so place that negative 8 over 6 the whole squared. And if this were to come into place, then all we have done is taken this and re-return it like this. Okay, so in place of this, what I wish to do is I will be substituting this. So go up over here. So all of this thing is done for your understanding. So this is nothing but 3 times of, this is x negative 8 over 6. This has to be written as a whole squared. And then along with that you need to place this. It's nothing but positive, that's negative 8 over 6 the whole squared, positive 2. Okay, of course there's equal to 0 is there. Now what is this exactly? I can rewrite this as 3 times of x negative 8 over 6 whole squared negative 3 times of 8 squared is 64, and 6 squared is 36, positive 2 is equal to 0. This can be simplified. 3 divides 36 12 times. So you have negative 64 divided by 12 positive 2. This can be rewritten as 12 negative 64 positive 24. So from 64 you take away 24, you get 0, and then 40. So you get negative 40 over 12. 4 divides 10 times, 4 divides 3 times. So this is nothing but negative 10 over 3. So upon simplification of these two terms, you get 3 times of x negative 8 over 6 the whole square, followed by negative 10 over 3. Now you can safely write now, of course this is equal to 0, but I have just taken it equal to 0 just to show you the simplification. So what I am going to say is, this implies this is equal to the original system, 3 times x squared negative 8x positive 2. So this is rewritten in this particular fashion. Now some of you might be wondering, are you sure? So for them, I'm going to give the check here. So if I were to expand this and simplify, I have to get this. So let me do that. 3 times up, I'm going to expand this. I get x squared negative 2 times of 8 over 6. That's going to be 8 over 3 times x positive 8 over 6 squared, right? That's going to be 8 squared, and 6 squared is 36, negative 10 over 3. So you bring the 3 inside. It's going to be 3 times x squared and negative 8x. When 3 comes here, you would be getting 3 will divide 36 12 times. So it's going to be 64 over 12, negative 10 over 3. So if I were to simplify this, this is going to be LCM is 12. And 64, 3 divides here 4 times, so you get a 40 there. So this is going to give me a value of 24, right? 64 negative 40 will give you 24 divided by 12, and 12 divides here 2 times. So this entire thing reduces to what? 2. So I have 3 times x squared negative 8x positive 2. So this is exactly what is actually presented here, right? So why did I do all of this? I wanted to show you how exactly this 3x squared negative 8x positive 2 is written in this fashion. So to write that, I have taken it to be equal to 0, because if in case you want to move this to the other side and to simplify, then we need the equation to be present there. We cannot do this with an expression. So that is the main reason that I have equated to 0. And then of course I have shown you all of the steps. So now what is the concluding part? Concluding part is to represent the answer. So therefore I'm going to write it here. Therefore g of x is equal to what? 3 times of x negative 8 over 6 the whole square, negative, or you can simply say positive of negative 10 over 3. So that is the representation. Why do I write it as positive? Because I need to represent it as positive c. So what are the values of a, b, c? You can also represent it that information. So a is equal to 3 and b is equal to negative of 8 over 6 and c is equal to negative 10 over 3. Of course you can place a positive sign and include or embed this negative 8 over 3 within parentheses, but that is alright. So this is sufficient enough, and we have achieved this particular solution which is required for this particular question. So we move on. Now this is the next part. We are asked to solve g of x is equal to 0. Now what is given? G of x is equal to 3 times x squared negative 8x positive 2 is given. This is a solution. Since g of x is equal to 0, this means 3 times x squared negative 8x positive 2 is equal to 0. So I'm going to use quadratic equation. X is equal to negative b plus or minus square root of b squared negative 4ac divided by 2 times a. So a is equal to 3, b is equal to negative 8 and c is equal to 2. You substitute that. X is equal to negative of negative 8 plus or minus negative 8 squared negative 4 times a is 3 and c is 2 divided by 2 times a is 3. This is rewritten as 8 plus or minus square root of 8 squared is 64, 4 times 3 is 12, 12 into 2 is 24. Right, 4 times 3 is 12, 12 times 2 is 24, divided by 2 times 3 is 6. So you have 8 plus or minus, from 64 you take away 24, so what do you get? You get 40. 40 divided by 6, I'm going to write this as 8 plus or minus square root of 4 times of 10 divided by 6. This can be rewritten as 8 plus or minus root of 4 times the root of 10 divided by 6, which is 8 plus square root of 4 is 2 times the root of 10 divided by 6. Now I can take 2 out, that would give me 4 plus or minus root of 10 divided by 6. 2 divides here 3 times, so you have 4 plus or minus root of 10 divided by 3. Now they want us to actually get the values. So for that, x is equal to 4 positive root of 10 divided by 3 will be one value. X is equal to 4 negative root of 10 divided by 3 will be one other value. Now you can use the calculator. So what I'm going to do is I will take the square root of 10 first, and to that I'm going to add 4, and then I'm going to divide this by 3. So that would give me 2.387. So if they're asking for 2 digits or 2 decimals, it's going to be 2. You have to round that value up. Okay, so I'm going to take it as 2.39. That's one value. Maybe you can use the approximation sign here. So for the next information, you take the root of 10 value, and from root of 10 you have to take away 4. Of course this will be negative sign, so I will just replace it after I perform the calculation. So this is nothing but 0.8377. I divide by 3, I get this value, but this is going to be a positive value, so x is approximately 0.28. okay, so these are the two values we have got, and that is exactly what the solution needs us to present. Now this is the third part of the question. Now you have a graph that has been given here, and you have points A, this point is B, and this point is C. Now this is the curve. G of x is equal to 3x squared negative 8x positive 2. Now the first part of the question is, you have to state the y coordinate of A. So this is x axis and y axis. Now y coordinate of A, that means they are asking us to get the y intercept. Now y intercept is got when you put x is equal to 0, say in 2, and we get, so what do we get? So this is going to be x is equal to 0, so 3 times of 0 negative 8 times of 0 positive 2. This is g of x is equal to 0. So therefore the y coordinate of A is what? Y coordinate of A is 2, right? This goes up, only this remains. So 0, 2 will be the coordinate of A. So that's the first part. Part B, we are asked to find the x coordinate of C. So that means they are asking us to get the x-intercept. To get the x-intercept, you put y is equal to 0 in 2. This means this g of x is equated to 0. So this in turn means 3x squared negative 8x positive 2 is equal to 0. Now if you remember, we already evaluated this x-intercept, right? So we actually got x is equal to 2.39 and x is equal to 0.28, but we will have to decide which goes where, right? Because we have just one intersection at the point C over here, and of course there is another intersection that is actually occurring over here. So definitely the coordinate of C is going to be a higher value, right? 2.39, because from the graph you can clearly see that there are two intersections. So the x coordinate of C is without any doubt 2.39. So therefore the x coordinate of C is going to be 2.39, 0. This point is going to be C. Now we have to get the coordinate for B. So for that I want to get the axis of symmetry that is required. So x is equal to negative b over 2 times a. This is axis of symmetry. So negative b is what? This is going to be negative 8 divided by 2 times of a is 3. So this is 8 over 6. 2 divides here 4 times, 2 divides here 3 times. So x is equal to 4 over 3 is the axis of symmetry. Now when x is equal to 4 over 3, we need to get the value of y. So therefore the value of y is going to be 3 times of 4 over 3 whole square negative 8 times 4 over 3 positive 2. So this is 3 times 16 over 3 3s are 9 negative 32 over 3 positive 2. So 3 divides here 3 times. So you need to simplify that value. So 16 over 3 negative 32 over 3. That means we will have negative 16 over 3, right? Because 16 times 2 is 32. So from 16, or I would say from 32 you are taking away 16, you get negative 16 over 3. You have to add that positive 2. So if you were to take the LCM as 3, you get negative 16 positive 6, which is negative 10 over 3. That's fair enough. So all these things are working. So therefore the coordinate of B is, when the value is 4 over 3, B is negative 10 over 3. Right? So that is the value that B represents. So 4 over 3, you get negative 10 over 3. That's the value of B. And C is 2.39, 0. And the value of A is 0, 2. So you have sketched the graph, you have identified the points, and you have shown the working. So that completes the solution for this question.